Welcome back to Astrology in the Wild. My name is Key Tyler. Today we're talking about the new moon solar eclipse in Libra that will be happening on Wednesday, October 2nd at 10 degrees Libra. Subscribe. I don't know how you guys have been feeling, but I've been really contemplating a lot of different things because of the way that it's been hitting my chart. The 4th and the 10th houses. I've definitely been dealing with influence and also coming to a centeredness with my family, with my home, with things that make me feel safe. And I've been battling this since the nodes changed into Libra and Aries. So this is something that is near and dear to my heart because I do see its effects. This eclipse is piggybacking on the last one that we had in Pisces. That was kind of an opening to what we are experiencing here and now, and coming to a closing because of some of the things I'll mention here in a couple minutes. But I want to first focus on what does the sun in Libra and the moon in Libra together next to the nodal axis, creating this eclipse. What does it mean? So I wanted to talk a little bit and bring us into a view of looking at everything a little bit each individually to kind of see how everything comes together. It's a sense of purpose when it comes to the sun. The sun represents our purpose. It is the king of our chart. And depending on where it is in yours is where your purpose will start to manifest. So the sun in Libra, the purpose of this eclipse is bringing balance. It's bringing equilibrium. It wants to bring peace to one's life and to really focus on love. You're reaching for a more peaceful resolution. So if you've been kind of battling with someone maybe for the past year, almost year and a half, and now you're coming to a head where you're just like, maybe I should say something, but I want to approach it in a way where I'm not burning any bridges. However, I'm coming from a place of having some kind of autonomy, some kind of authority over the way I'd like to be treated. You'll find that others will want to share, help, create, or trade with you and want to create more value. So if someone is coming up to you for a contractual agreement, they're like, hey, there is something that you have that I need, and in return, I'm going to give something to you. That is what I mean by contract, and that is a lot of what we're feeling purpose to do, is to create connections with other people so that we can get our needs met, but also provide a service, right? Maybe coming out of Virgo season, we're now starting to focus on other people and how we are in the larger scope of the world. And what are we doing with our time? How are we thinking about our day? And I would say that when we come into Libra season, we are coming from a more detached frame of reference. It's a little less heavy. It's quite lighter. The heaviness that we've been going through over the summer, while it hasn't completely lifted, I would say that the Libra season absolutely does bring this sense of, I can relax. I can maybe focus on somebody else. Now with the moon coming up against this is creating this personal sense of self. How are we going to find our personal sense of self when we're out looking for and being contracted to or asked to be met in the middle? The moon in Libra is now bringing a personal touch to this purpose that we're wanting to attain. And it is through relationships that we create a personal sense of self. So when we are out with people and we're having conversations and we're hearing stories, we can hear ourselves. We can see ourselves in these conversations. We become one with these stories that we're reading or these things that we're trying to relate to. April of 2023 really does echo some of the similar energies that we're feeling now. I say that because I had an experience that really is coming to a close now. And I'm wondering how you are feeling in terms of what you were asking for in April of 2023. That was the solar eclipse in Aries at 29 degrees, and it was on the Taurus-Scorpio nodal axis. This was a pivotal time in my life where I was seeing that there were a lot of things that needed to change. And I and my partner were looking for a sense of home. Where were we going to plant roots after being on the road for so many years? I mean, being in a van is an amazing adventure. However, for people who have Taurus moons, after a while, you start to realize that you need a home base. That even though you want to interface with the world and have these grand experiences, you have to have somewhere to call home. And that's what I was calling into my life. I was really asking the universe for a sense of home. When I look at the chart on April 19th, 2023, when we had the solar eclipse, Mars was also in Cancer. And while we're in a Libra essence, um, for me, at this moment in time, the way the eclipse has affected me, I'm looking at things as, wow, that I asked for in April of 2023 is now manifesting itself. I now live in the San Francisco Bay Area. It is a place that I absolutely love, have never lived before, but my partner came home. This is where she was born and raised. And in the process, I have gotten to feel rooted. And we have the supreme opportunity of being in community with each other as family. And therefore, we have started to remodel the basement of the home. And this basement will be our place to call home while we're in a larger home of grandparents and children and grandchildren. So it's kind of like this thing, this generational thing that just came about after asking and then also traveling along the path of the eclipse. So I didn't intend for this to be some magical thing, but it absolutely did because I believe that I put my intentions and I put all of my spiritual awareness and everything that I knew I could do in terms of praying and ritual to really ask for this. So, not that everything is solved at the moment, because of course there's a lot of things when you're building a home for yourself. But I just wanted to bring that into view. What were you doing in April? Because I could talk about the experience that I've had with the eclipses all day long. Now, we've just finished going over the sun and moon in Libra, but that's not really all that's going on in the chart. There are other energies that are bringing more of a view of what we can close in on, what we can narrow down. Okay, so yeah, we want to bring balance, we want to have fairness, we want to have love, we want to be together with one another, we want experiences and movement and ideas and education in different cultures and ethnicities. These are the things that we're wanting. But in which ways can we get them? Well, depending on your chart, of course, those very specific things will be different. But I want to look to some other planets that kind of give us clues as to how we can narrow this down just a little further. Mars is square the nodal axis in Cancer. And what I notice is that it's adding some different flavors to this new moon eclipse, and it's urging us to willfully go towards potential things, even though they may feel uncomfortable. So self-love becomes a very prominent theme right now. While we're thinking about others, because we've gone above the horizon, we're above the chart line where we're now focused on other people, we're focused on the social aspects and the objective part of our awareness and our experiences, we're starting to, oh gosh, I'm losing a sense of myself. I'm getting wrapped up in everybody, and I don't know who I am because I'm melding too quickly. And so, this Mars in Cancer is definitely giving us some caution. It's saying, hey, I'm going to put the brakes on some of this because this is starting to feel good, but it might be too good. If it sounds too good, sometimes generally it is. There's some other things that we're needing to look at, which I'll get to, because when we're looking at the nodal axis, Venus and Mars are nodal axis rulers. So bringing it back to Mars, we are taking charge. Like I said, we're asking for safer boundaries. We are looking to a sense of familial connection and partnerships. So, whether that be your adopted family, whether that be cousins, uncles, aunties, moms, dads, the gamut of how we can be connected to people that makes us feel like, oh, these people are my people. That is where it's at. So it's not everybody. We're not going out to look for just anybody. We're going out to look for someone very, very specific. So now that we're bringing this in, you've got to understand and you've got to know, this in your heart and you can feel this in your bones that you've got to get closer to who you are. And you've got to create a sense of separation to something that has really got a hold of your life. Because new experiences are wanting to connect with you. They're wanting to make you have these emotionally expansive experiences. And it can't do so if you're too wrapped up in everything and everyone. So during this period, going through the phase of Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, as we're going through all of this, we have to really make sure that we are addressing our own sense of self while we are serving the needs and addressing the issues of the rest of the world. What is another way that we can be informed about this? I really want to look to the higher octave of Mars, which is Pluto. A little while ago, Pluto went back into the sign of Capricorn at 29 degrees. And it was a shakeup. We thought, oh man, Pluto and Aquarius, oh, things are good. We're going into technology. We're connected. We're upgrading. Everything is going to get better. And then boom, Pluto goes into retrograde and boom, we are dropped into a sense of, what is this? I don't know about you, but it seems like anything that it's dealing with ancestors, the indigenous, connecting to our roots, knowing where we come from, that is all hitting in a way that feels way too good. And I've been reading a couple books that have been reacquainting me with my own self, my own nature, where my ancestral lineage comes from. And it's been feeling really wonderful to know that there's a part of me that exists somewhere else that's a part of a larger collective. And my family dynamics in this lifetime doesn't inform my whole family lineage. And it doesn't inform the fact that this is all me. So I wanted to say that this closing or opening of ancestral cycles is happening where, I don't know, maybe you've run into somebody that's a part of your family that you don't really know. And now this is the opportunity to get to know them. Maybe it's you doing a little more research and looking into your ancestral roots and seeing if it could add some value to your life. There's a level of empowerment that we're looking to have in our lives, and that is definitely coming to us in the way of, okay, what kind of power are we taking back? Our own authoritative power. We're looking to close up something that we're always relying on someone for, that now we are fully aware and we are fully capable of making that kind of decision for ourselves. So while we are out in Libra season, moving around, meeting a bunch of different people, that doesn't mean that you're meeting a bunch of new people to address the same old issues, right? These are going to be new people that will kind of usher you into the new way of being that you're looking for. So connecting with influential people, powerful forces that are in your life, people that really make you feel like, wow, they've got the magic. I'd say those are the kind of people that you want to be around. So, what else is happening? Let's talk about Venus. Venus is now in Scorpio. And that is what is kind of bringing in all of this really good juiciness, but almost making it feel like it's too intense. And that's why Mars is like, hey, bring it back. And Venus in Scorpios is like, no, come on, let's get closer. Don't you want to be closer? Don't you? Mars in Cancer is like, hey, bro, back it up. I've been very vulnerable with you. I need time to process. And so there is definitely this ebb and flow that you might be seeing within yourself. And you're just like, why do I want this one thing? And then I'm running for the hills the next moment. What is happening? And balance. Libra's trying to bring that balance. So even though it's trying to bring it to your life, it doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily feel balanced. So what are some other themes with Venus being in Scorpio that we can be aware of during this eclipse season? And how is it helping us close the cycle? Well, Venus in Scorpio is a definitely intense kind of energy. It is wanting to bring to us things that actually provide some kind of tangible result, but that increases the value or empowers one situation while there is a connection being made. So there's no longer this you giving and giving and giving relentlessly and not getting anything in return. And Venus is trying to inform you that you need to get something uh, for the services that you're providing. You can no longer give away your talents and gifts for free. You've got to start assessing a value. You've got to start reaping what you sow. Dance of being, wanting to be close and needing some time away. But there's also another energy that is pulling all of this weight down, and that is Saturn in Pisces. So it's creating this grand water trine of really getting deep into the depth of things, spiritual experiences, these awakening symptoms, these things that are really unexplained, that are part of our other worlds or our underworlds, or however you like to address being in a different realm or a different frame of consciousness. This is happening at a very deep level. I know a lot of people who are having some wild experiences that can't really be named, but they are experiences that are known to the ancestral realm. They're experiences that are known to the psychic realm and all of the other different realms that we can discuss. But what I wanted to impart to you is that with all of this water energy in the chart, this is a very pivotal time for you to pay attention, because it seems like the ancestors are coming through the water. They're coming through to say, hey, you need to go this way. I need you to read this. I need you to talk to so and so. I need this idea to become something in you that then goes forward. So with Saturn in Pisces, we're breaking down barriers. We are seeing things that we've been disillusioned about. We get close to someone, ooh, shoot, that Saturn in Pisces makes us go, oh, dang, they're not the person I thought they were. They're not even a credible person that I like anymore. And so Mars in Cancers is like, boop, separate. So this might be a very fast process as Venus is trying to make its way through Scorpio. Mars will be in Cancer for quite a long time, and Saturn will be in Pisces as well. So those two energies are informing a lot, but Venus is trying to make you do something very specific, which is come together and decide where the value is in being with one another. We are talking about the relationship axis with Libra and Aries. And so there is a high level of compromise that is looking to come into view. But I know a lot of people who are being broken down by this energy. Lots of couples are not doing so well. But again, a lot of couples are starting to go to therapy. They're starting to decide, maybe I need to separate for a little while. I need to work on me for a little while. Because then when we're together, I'm going to feel like I'm fully nourished and I'm fully taken care of. These are healthy energies right now. If you're needing to take a break, if you can consciously do that as two individuals while you work on yourselves individually, while you talk to people and connect with people that help you address your issues truthfully, honestly, um, then it's a really beautiful time. I'd say also, as an aside to relationships, don't rush into anything. This is not a time to get all wrapped up in all of these feelings. Start to project, well, this is my soulmate, well, this is my person, because there is a high potential that just as fast as you got together is just as fast as it could end. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I just wanted to mention that now is a time to take things slow. Now is a time to keep your eyes open, because this eclipse is uncovering and unearthing a lot of what we need to stop and what we need to open up to. So, nothing too scary, right? When it comes to the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra, I hope that it brings you some kind of vision, some kind of connection to magic, some kind of connection to who you really are and where you really came from. May these energies bless you. May you get deep into what feels yummy, cozy, connective. I hope that there's a lot of fun and enlivening moments for you that instill that humanity is alive and that life is worth living. So much love to you, wild ones. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.